Hey guys, Brett here. We're at Riverfront Park in Lancaster County on the Susquehanna River. Let's go check out this little waterfall right here. This is a favorite feature of mine, just because it's real close to the trail and real close to the park, and it's fun to come here every year and see how it's changed. I'm not sure what creek this is. Yeah, here it is. You see this right here? So it looks like it's changed since last time I was here. That big rock exposure wasn't there. That was all covered with dirt. A large chunk of the creek side has been washed out to the river. It's definitely, the falls are definitely wider. I think that's dolomite, and you can see the levels in the mud there. Feels like there's a thunderstorm on the way here. Kind of looks like it too, right? It is already kind of raining out there. Here we are on the river. And there's that nice, clear, cold creek water flowing right in there, mixing with the more muddy, probably warmer. That's probably 60. And the river, I don't know what the river is. Maybe 65. You can just see the Shocks Mill Bridge. Yeah, look at those clouds. Wow. I did want to check on one thing while we were here. Right in front of this park, there's a lot of rock outcroppings. And when the water gets low enough, you can walk right out from the side of the river, the whole way out to the middle of the river almost. Well, hold on. Maybe about a third of the way. So right there, it's a big rock outcropping. I can actually get there right now. But this all goes dry, and the river flows on the York County side in probably a deeper channel. Some rocks over there too. So this is all dry. It's not quite there yet. I checked today, the river's at 3.9 at the Harrisburg gauge. So once it gets down to 3.5, then you'll start seeing a lot more rock exposure here. But it's just this little island, like it go about a third of the way across the river, and then you get this kind of archipelago of little rocky islands with river water flowing through the whole way to about 2/3 of the way across the river, and then it's just a short hop, skip, and a jump to the York County side right there. Let's go up the creek here, see how far we can get. Before it starts to pour and we're forced back indoors. Whoa, oh! Yeah, I saw him. Look at that big hunk there. I saw him just as I stopped. I almost had it where I could have filmed him, but I was too close. That was a big one. All right. Not seeing much up there. Cuts around to the right. This part of it's pretty clean. All right, it's starting to rain. It's so brown it blends in, but this is a big hunk of the dolomite. And you can see it's got some nice sculpting in there. Right there. See that little pocket right there? Let's cross over the falls. So now we're in the floodplain just upriver of Riverfront Park. By the end of the summer, by midsummer, everything you see here will be overgrown, kind of like it is over there. So now is actually a good time if you want to come for a little hike up the coast here. If you want to look for stuff, you can spot it easier, and there's not all that tangling underbrush. And yeah, we're standing on a debris pile left maybe last year, maybe this spring. I'm not really sure on the time, but what's interesting is that there's enough silt that's either was deposited with the debris or was laid down later on by events after that laid down, you know, flooding or whatever, high water. And now the whole debris pile is sprouting green. As far as I can see, it's just a green pile. Now the question is, will this grow enough to solidify to eventually turn into new riverbank? In essence, you know, increasing the width of this side. I think the historical bank is right there. So we're looking at, you know, maybe another 30, 40 feet width. And over here, you get the same amount of space, well, maybe a little bit more, maybe 40, 60, where it's kind of scoured clean, but there's really no debris. I mean, well, that's not true. There is some debris. But this is relatively clear, and you can see how the debris is smushed up there. And then there is an incline now. Remember, the old canal was built when it ran up through here. I don't know where it is right now in relation to where we are. It's that way, I know that. So you got like a little, you know, upland. It goes upland. I don't know if we have a hurricane or a tropical storm, you know, at some point, this probably would get washed away, but it kind of looks like it's starting to want to turn into new land. Let's keep heading up this way. More plywood. There's some kind of, it's either some type of deck or the frame to a futon. Now here we got, this looks like a, that almost looks like an old piece of a barn or something, or maybe an old covered bridge. See that timber there? Something big. And we got what looks to be a propane, a big propane tank of some sort. You gotta wonder if there's anything in there. That's pretty big. There is some lettering here. I don't smell anything. Heller's gas. 250 psi. You can see the top of this thing. It looks like it's open, so that's good. I guess, I don't know, I'm not sure. Here's the valves. But look at the way this top is just crushed. I mean, yeah, that thing's pretty heavy. Wow, that's a rather large item. Eventually that'll just keep heading downriver with each, unless you can pull it out, but you'd have to. I mean, the easiest way to get this out would be to just pull it into the river and float it downstream. Float it downriver. And then I guess, you know, you recycle that metal. I don't know, where do you take that to recycle the metal though? That's a question for Susquehanna Plastic Pickin' 1000. Go check out his Instagram feed. I'll put a link. I'll put his handle right here. Okay. He would probably know what you could do with that. All right, let's head back down this way, back to the waterfall. Here's the boat put in. To me, kind of looks like they came down in here, dug this out, because I would imagine remember Hurricane Ida just rolled through here last year, and to me this looks excavated, doesn't it? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's just slumping off and falling off. No, hold on. Here we go. You see this right here? Those are tire tracks. Probably like a backhoe or something. So they probably had to come dig this out. The whole thing could have been silted shut. Yeah, this is usually green. Well, or should I say by the end of June, or maybe even by the end of June, later on in the summer, this is a nice lush green yard here. Basically, people come down here to fish or just hang out, watch the birds. We're just gonna head down here to wrap it up. Wowie zowie. This wasn't here last year, at least I don't think it was. I think this is probably Ida. It used to be like that. See that? I'm not sure what kind of plant that is. Let me go look at this. But you see a lot of this down by the river. It's like a tree, or I don't know. It has kind of has bark to it if you go down far enough. But this used to extend along here, as it still does partially, but this was more dense, and back here was like a little hidden grove, kind of like the way it is up there. But now the Ida came through, ripped this all up, and you get these, which seem to be growing. These have all been snapped off. You see that? Huh. I wonder if this, you see how these all have been snapped off? I wonder what caused that. I wonder if that was the water. These got snapped off from the force of the water, because they're all like that. See that? They're all snapped off. My guess is they look like this, and then the water came through. Boom, there it is. That's probably what that is. Let's check this out. All right, I wanted to end this little scouting episode right here to just show you guys. There's that big island. Part of the year it's an island. Part of the year it's part of Lancaster County. And just beyond that is the deeper channel I was talking about. And here, right across, when the water goes down another foot, that's when that's going to be interesting. I've always wanted to do an episode where we just go explore the geology here, get the whole way up there, maybe jump in the river over there. Another reason I wanted to come here today was because I wanted to see what the river was, because I'm thinking about doing the Dolomite Island trip soon. And this is where you could park, take the river trail, walk it up to see the I don't know if you can see it, but Shocksmill Bridge is right there. The tip of Dolomite Island is right there at the Shocksmill Bridge. I guess it's probably about a mile up there. So I kind of wanted to just see where the river was, because I don't want to do that trip until the river is at least 3.5, preferably 3 feet, because then, I mean, hey, we might just walk right to the, we might just wade right to the island. And here you can see mud cracks, the mud drying out, and then under here you got sand. So you got mud and sand. It's almost like this mud is the most recent layer, and then underneath is the old sandy beach that's probably been here longer. Well, I say sandy, but it's actually silty, but it does have some sand in it. Yeah, here you can see it right here. See that? That's the, starts right here and it goes right to there. Starts right there, and then that's the top where it's cracking right there. You can see these big chunks. That's, whoa, spider, yeah. Anyway, that's probably Hurricane Ida. That's probably the flood accumulate, or the sediment accumulation from Hurricane Ida, or maybe some other event. That's the only one I can think of that's happened recently that would maybe explain this. So, all right, hope you had a good time. If you like what you see, if you have a good time on these trips, make sure you hit subscribe. Follow me on all the other platforms, okay? This is Brett for TopoRanger, signing out.